We now proceed to our closing keynote by Dunja Trifunović, a country coordinator at Climate Smart Agriculture Youth Network, sharing her insights on COP27.
In the run-up to COP27, and now that we are facing some major difficulties influenced or triggered by Russian invasion to Ukraine, it is crucial not only to revisit what was said during the previous summits, such as COP26 and the topics that were discussed, but also to decide what are the steps we would like to take this global climate action going further. And now we are stepping into the decisive decade. And when I say decisive decade, I'm thinking about 2030. And the latest IPCC report shows that the action we have been taking is clearly not enough. And there are some very worrying statistics. And now at COP27, it is time to revisit what was being said and what was being done during the previous years and decide how and in which way, what have we been doing wrong and how we would like to, what road we would like to take this global climate action going further. I would ask you now to see or imagine the map of Europe. And if you look at the Western Balkans, you will see the small country of Serbia. And there the capital is Belgrade, and that is exactly the place I am talking to you now from. So hi, my name is Dunja, and just as many of you are, I am a young climate activist. And I come from a developing nation which is facing many difficulties, also when implementing previous agreements such as Paris Agreement and finding finances to finance projects in the area of mitigation, adaptation, and also minimizing the loss and damage when it comes to the effects of climate change. And I'm not bringing this up by accident. This is actually one of the main topics that will be discussed during COP27. So how can we support the developing nations through financing, and how can also richer nations or G7 provide financial but also other types of the support to the countries that are affected by climate change the most. So, but also the summit will open some other very important topics such as sharing good practices between countries and how can we implement good practice around the world into our own communities. Also, how can we lower the emissions of certain gases? How can we lower the production and usage of coal? And also how can we minimize the loss of biodiversity and also loss of our forest land? And will the Western Balkans be on the agenda of the meeting? I don't know, but as I said, the climate finance will be one of the burning questions that will be addressed during the summit. So as you know, summit COP27 is taking place in November in Sharm el-Sheikh in Africa, giving the voice to the most vulnerable communities which are on the forefront of facing climate change in current times. Also, one of the important things that will be discussed is also how can we implement early warning systems for emergency preparation and reduction of risk of extreme events. Now, at this point that we are counting down till the year 2030, which was taken as a sort of turning point, now that we have to take concrete progress within this area, and that is very crucial, especially in terms of and scopes of objectives, data, metrics, and reporting methodology. At COP27, it is important to clearly formulate financial targets for mitigation, adjustment, and finance of losses and damage for developing countries and nations. I would also say that when it comes to financing, it is also very important to have like a methodology how to track how the finances are spent and what is the impact of those projects we decide to finance. So as I said, COP27 is sort of a mirror itself. We will be able to see what we have done so far and what are the topics and themes that need to be further discussed. and how we can continue towards our goals. All of us together there will have to take into account our own, and now even our own actions before the great goal of preserving the planet. Have we remained consistent with our own goals in our personal life, but also on a larger scale globally? And
that wraps up our inaugural Global Youth Sustainability Summit. A huge thanks to all the panelists that spread their valuable time to share their insights and helping us understand how our collective commitment towards a brighter future of the planet is vital. There were several incredible and valuable insights shared by our keynote speakers and panelists. The only way we will keep the momentum is to continue these much needed conversations, bringing sustainability ambassadors from across the world, as we did today. We will not only just talk, but walk the talk by implementing the practical solutions that our speakers shared with us. Here's to many, many more conversations and impactful scripts towards a way more resilient planet, because the youth holds the key to sustainability. As a part of EcoTeens, we have a Green Stories podcast where we bring incredible speakers to chat about sustainable solutions. So please subscribe to the EcoTeens YouTube channel for more green stories and sustainability summits. Also, EcoTeens launched a Million Voices campaign, where we are collecting 1 million voices for this cause. We're trying to get 1 million people to help us push this cause forward so that we can make real change. Please visit ecoteens.org and include your voice today. Thank you so, so much, and you have been such a great audience today. I really appreciate everybody attending and listening into these conversations. And once again, thank you to our keynote speakers and our panelists. Thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night.